Okay, hello everyone. Today we're still in Washington flying over Orbx True Art scenery. We've got a nice VFR flight coming up between two new Orbx airports that I got with the Black Friday sale. We'll be flying in the Piper Tomahawk from Just Flight, one of my favorite aircraft, and we'll be doing my favorite type of flight, which is a VFR flight, single nav aid, just mainly using eyeballs to figure out where we're going. Before we get to the details though, thought you would enjoy some of the eye candy from the two new airports. So let's have a look. Okay, hopefully my flying lives up to the scenery. So we're taking off from Walter Sutton's. We're going to fly a heading of 223 after we take off, and head from Scappoose, which is KSPB. Once we get there, we'll cross the Columbia River, which will be a really nice VFR landmark. Intercept the radio from Newburgh VOR along the 174 radio. Follow that down to the VOR, overfly the airport for Twin Oaks, turn around, come back, and then we'll be in the home stretch. So altogether should be about 30 minutes in the air. Get our doors closed, latched, circuit breakers are in, parking brake is set, carb heat is off, fuel selector to right, throttle to, there we go, throttle to 1/2 inch, master on, fuel pump on, mixture rich, nav lights on, fuel pressure is in the green. Have a look around. Clear prop. And ignition. Alright, so we'll get our flaps once we get down to the far end of the runway, but we'll take off with 1 notch of flaps, rotate at 53, climb at 61, which is short field takeoff. And then once we're clear of the obstructions, there's trees and power lines at the end of this runway. Then we will retract the flaps and climb at 70 until we get to 4,500. And since it's my runway, and since it's a private airstrip, and it's much easier to taxi on the runway than the grass, I'm just going to back taxi on the runway. So looking around the scenery, there's a lot here. He's got they've got animals. You can see deer. You can see cow. It's pretty cool. I love all the detail in it. You probably, I'm taxiing pretty fast here. You probably saw the guy sitting on the porch having a beer in the scenery. Got some folks working in the field here. There's some deer. So you got power lines at both ends of the airstrip. You can see the red markers on them up there. Let's turn around. Okay, get our notch of flaps. Everything else looks good. Okay, so we are going to rotate 53, shoot for 61, and try not to get caught on the lines at the end of the field. Here we go. Rotate. Clear, flaps up. So I've been recording on the Mac side, and I had the volumes all worked out. I apologize if the volumes aren't right now that I'm on the Windows side. It's going to take some tinkering to get it all sorted out. So my voice volume might be competing with the engine volume. Alright, we'll make our turn. Whoops. Try not to bump the throttle. Make our turn, we're going to heading 223, and we've got about 21 miles. We'll have to cross the Columbia River. So we'll know when we're getting near.
2053, climb and maintain 10,000. Up to 10,000, other flight history.
Okay, I made some adjustments to the volume. Hopefully the engine noise is quieter and you can hear my voice better. Coming up on 4,500 cruising altitude.
Register 3369 at 1,400 to 7,000.
28.15.
Register 3369 at 1,600 to 7,000.
3269, total departure, radar contact, summon maintain 15,000.
Maintain 15,000, that is 3369.
Okay, we've got the Columbia River. Means I'm not sure how you say it. Scapoosa? Scapoose? Scapoose should be coming up in sight in a little bit. So just right of the altimeter is the VOR OBS, so that is currently tuned into nav 1. And that is the Newburgh VOR. We're set for 174. And you can see the lines starting to, whoops, losing my heading a bit. It's starting to move to center. So as soon as that centers up or gets close, I'm going to make my turn to 174. And then we're going to follow that heading. Looks great.
An Airbus, turn left heading 350.
We're looking for him, left turn now 350, comes in 681.
29 approaching South Bay, 10 o'clock, maybe 11 o'clock. 4 miles northbound, 5,000 for 7,000 Embraer jet.
416, right?
416, roger.
Alright, we are going to be overflying a Class D airspace for Portland Hillsboro. But their airspace only goes up to 2,700 and we're flying at 4,500, so we're fine. You can see it up there on the right. The eGPU that I'm running with is an RX 580 with 8 gig VRAM, and boy, that's such an improvement over the integrated MacBook Pro chip, which has 1.5. So, in particular, for head tracking and looking around, everything's just so much smoother. Plus, I'm running at 1080p here with anti-aliasing on. Alright, let's see if we can get the weather.
Portland Hillsboro information kilo. 2200 ceiling weather. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 14. Dew point -15. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runways 31 right. 31 left. Departing runways 31 right. 31 left.
Sky's clear, wind calm, no change to altimeter. So that means that we have our choice of runways 2 and 20. Currently we're flying a heading of 20, but we're going to be coming from the south, so 20 it is. Okay, the airfield's off to our left there. Oh, someone getting told to remain clear of the Portland airspace.
Horizon 2401, contact Seattle Center, 128.15.
Starts Twin Oaks traffic, November 359 Golf Charlie, 5 miles south at 3,400. Entering left downwind, runway 20, Starks, Twin Oaks. Had to think about that one a little bit. Yeah, the field's all the way back there. Doing a nice lazy turn here to bleed off some altitude and keep the field in sight.
November 5355, Quebec radar contact, 8 south and trot well, resume on navigation, sail 272. We'll resume on nav, we're going to go 4,500. No, 55 Quebec, roger.
Starks Twin Oaks traffic, November 359 Golf Charlie, left downwind, runway 20, full stop, Starks Twin Oaks. Hard to see, but that's the runway. Starks Twin Oaks traffic, November 359 Golf Charlie, left base, runway 20, full stop, Starks Twin Oaks. Starks Twin Oaks traffic, November 359 Golf Charlie, final, runway 20, full stop, Starks Twin Oaks.
Left heading at 330, back to for the visual. Southwind 2053, contact Seattle Center, 125.8.
Sloped runway.
It's going to maintain 7,000.
Starks Twin Oaks traffic, November 359 Golf Charlie, clear runway 20, Starks Twin Oaks.
128.15.
20 inches. Departure skies 3369 out of 1600.
Tricky, the runway was sloped and very uneven. You could even see as I'm taxiing how much I'm bouncing around. Alright, let's stop up here and get some gas. Alright, so my first successful Windows bootcamp flight went well, so it was nice to run with the eGPU. It's much snappier. Definitely for the head tracking was much smoother, and also I enjoyed the higher resolution and some of the perks that came with that. So hopefully there'll be more flights to come. I don't know how the volume worked out. We'll see how this sounds post-edit. So bear with me if my voice is a little bit low compared to the engine sound. I'll get it sorted out on this side. I am using OBS in case you're curious, as opposed to ScreenFlick, which was the Mac program I used. So who knows? Maybe I'll throw some overlays on like you see people do when they do streaming for X-Plane, because OBS can handle that. But thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed the scenery. It was beautiful as always, and can't wait to see where I go next. Thanks.